My girlfriend's ex DM'd me. She settled for you. She'll be back. I showed her the message. She smirked. Well, he does know me better than you. I said, great, then go back. She left with attitude, but an hour later, the police knocked on my door, asking for her, and the reason they gave made even me sit down. I'm Jason, 35, and 2 days ago I thought I was dealing with standard ex-boyfriend drama. Then police showed up at my apartment, asking about my girlfriend's whereabouts because her ex had just filed a restraining order against her, and the documentation he provided revealed a pattern of behavior I'd never suspected. I'd been dating Kelly for about 7 months. We met through a mutual friend at a birthday party, hit it off, started seeing each other regularly. She was 32, worked in marketing, seemed normal, funny, smart, good conversationalist. The relationship moved at a reasonable pace. No major red flags initially. But about 3 months in, I started noticing little things. Kelly would bring up her ex, Marcus, more than seemed normal. Not in a I miss him way, more in a let me tell you another story about Marcus way. She'd reference inside jokes they had, places they'd been together, things he'd said that were funny or meaningful. Always framed as past tense, always accompanied by some comment about how she was so over him, but the frequency was notable. I didn't make a big deal about it. Everyone has a past. Everyone processes breakups differently. As long as she wasn't actively pursuing him, I figured the mentions would fade over time as our relationship developed. Then 2 weeks ago, I got a DM on Instagram from Marcus. His profile was public, typical gym bro aesthetic, lots of workout posts and motivational quotes. The message was short. She settled for you. She'll be back. I screenshot it immediately and showed Kelly that night. We were at her apartment having dinner when I pulled it up on my phone. Your ex sent me this. She took my phone, read the message, and actually smirked. Classic Marcus. That's your reaction? He's just trying to mess with you. He does this with everyone I date. Everyone you date? How many people has he done this to? I don't know, like 3, 4. He can't handle that. I moved on. Kelly, that's stalking behavior. That's not normal. It's Marcus being Marcus. He's dramatic. Just ignore him. I'm not ignoring him. I'm blocking him, and you should do the same if he's harassing your partners. She handed my phone back. He's not harassing anyone. He does know me really well. Better than anyone. Sometimes that means he can see things other people can't see. I stared at her. What does that mean? It means we had history. Real history. He knows me in ways you don't yet. So his message has some truth to it? You settled for me? She rolled her eyes. Don't be dramatic. I'm just saying Marcus and I had something real. We understand each other. That doesn't mean I'm going back to him, but I'm not going to pretend our relationship didn't matter. He just messaged your current boyfriend saying you'll be back with him. That's not reminiscing about past history. That's him believing you're going to leave me for him. Well, he does know me better than you. The way she said it, casual, like it was obvious, hit me wrong. Then go back to him. Excuse me? If Marcus knows you so well, if your connection was so real, if I'm just a settling option until you figure out what you actually want, then go back to him. I'm not interested in being someone's placeholder. You're overreacting. I'm really not. You just basically admitted that your ex's assessment of our relationship has merit, that he understands you better than I do. That's not something you say about a current partner unless you're 1 foot out the door already. I didn't say, you literally said he does know me better than you. In response to him saying you settled for me. That's not a defense of our relationship. That's you agreeing with him. She stood up, grabbed her purse. You know what? I don't need this. I'm going home. Great idea. She left, slammed the door. I heard her car start and drive away. I sat there finishing my dinner, annoyed but also relieved. If she was more invested in her connection with her ex than with me, better to know now. About an hour later, around 8:30 p.m., there was a knock at my door. I figured Kelly had come back to either apologize or fight more. I opened it to find 2 police officers. "Evening, sir. Are you Jason Whitmore?" "Yes." "We're looking for Kelly Martinez. Is she here?" "No, she left about an hour ago. Why?" The older officer, a woman probably in her 40s, pulled out a notepad. "Marcus Rivera filed a restraining order against Ms. Martinez this afternoon. It was granted. We need to serve her with the paperwork and ensure she understands the terms." I just stood there. "A restraining order? Against Kelly?" "Yes, sir. Mr. Rivera provided documentation of sustained harassment over the past 8 months. Are you in a relationship with Ms. Martinez?" "I am. Was. I don't know. We just had a fight." "May we come in?" I let them inside. We sat in my living room, and the female officer explained while the male officer took notes. "Mr. Rivera has been documenting Ms. Martinez's contact with him since January. Over 300 text messages, most of which he never responded to. Approximately 50 phone calls, most going to voicemail. Multiple instances of her showing up at his workplace and his home. 3 documented cases of her following him to locations and confronting him in public places. He's been asking her to stop contact for months. She's refused." I felt like the floor had dropped out. "Kelly's been stalking Marcus?" "That's the allegation, yes. And based on the documentation he provided, the judge agreed there was sufficient evidence to grant a temporary restraining order. Has Ms. Martinez exhibited any concerning behavior toward you?" "No, she talks about him a lot. But I thought she was over him. I thought he was the one who couldn't let go." The officers exchanged a look. "Mr. Rivera indicated that Ms. Martinez has told multiple partners that he's been contacting her, that he wants her back. According to him, he's had no voluntary contact with her since their breakup 14 months ago. Every interaction has been initiated by her." "The DM he sent me tonight." "What DM?" I pulled up my phone, showed them Marcus's message. The officer read it, and her expression changed. "Mr. Whitmore, this message wasn't sent from Marcus Rivera. Check the account username carefully." I looked. The account was at Marcus Rivera _fit23. Marcus's actual account, which I'd clicked through to when I first got the message, was at Marcus Rivera _fit. The account that messaged me was a fake, 1 letter different. "Kelly made a fake account," I said slowly. "She sent me that message pretending to be Marcus. That would be consistent with the pattern Mr. Rivera described. Ms. Martinez has allegedly created multiple fake accounts to contact him, to message his friends, to manufacture situations that make it appear he's pursuing her when he's not." I sat down. "She's been doing this the whole time. Did Ms. Martinez ever ask you to confront Mr. Rivera, to contact him on her behalf?" "No. I blocked what I thought was his account. But now I'm realizing every story Kelly told me about Marcus reaching out, about him showing up places, about him not being able to move on, none of that was real. She was making it up. We can't speak to specific incidents, but based on Mr. Rivera's documentation, he hasn't initiated any contact. We need to locate Ms. Martinez to serve this order. Do you know where she might be?" "Probably her apartment. I can give you the address." I provided Kelly's address. The officers thanked me, gave me a case number, told me to contact them if Kelly tried to involve me in any further contact with Marcus. They left. I sat there for probably an hour trying to process. Then I did something I probably shouldn't have. I reached out to Marcus through his real Instagram account. "This is Kelly's boyfriend, Jason. Police were just here. I'm sorry. I didn't know what she was doing. The account that messaged me wasn't actually you." He responded within minutes. "I figured she was setting something up. She does this with every guy she dates. Manufactures drama with me to keep herself in the victim role. I've been trying to get away from her for over a year." We ended up talking for about an hour. He told me everything. How Kelly had been the one to break up with him initially, citing that she needed space and wasn't ready for commitment. Then a week later, she was dating someone new. Then she started contacting Marcus constantly, crying about her mistake, saying she wanted him back. When he refused, she started showing up places, creating fake emergencies to get him to respond, telling new boyfriends that Marcus was harassing her, manufacturing situations to make herself look like the pursued party instead of the pursuer. She did the same thing with the guy before you, Marcus told me. Sent him messages from a fake account pretending to be me, then showed him the messages to prove I was stalking her. Guy almost came to my gym to confront me before I showed him proof it wasn't my account. Why didn't you get a restraining order sooner? I kept hoping she'd stop, that she'd move on for real. I didn't want to escalate things legally. But then she showed up at my mom's house last week, told my mom we were getting back together. My mom believed her until I showed her months of messages I'd never responded to. That was the final straw. I got a lawyer and filed. Update 1. Kelly tried to call me 17 times that night. I didn't answer. She left voicemails that progressed from confused, "Why are the police looking for me?" to angry, "You sent cops to my house?" to manipulative, "I just wanted to protect what we have. Marcus was really harassing me." I blocked her number. Then I checked the fake Marcus account that had messaged me. It was deleted. Kelly had removed the evidence. The next morning, Marcus sent me a copy of the restraining order documentation. It was extensive, page after page of screenshots, dates, times, locations. Kelly had been texting Marcus multiple times a day for months, following him to his gym, his work, his friends' houses, creating fake social media accounts to contact him when he blocked her real ones, even creating fake accounts impersonating him to manufacture drama with her new partners. There were screenshots of messages to me that I'd never received, sent from another fake account Marcus didn't control. Messages where Marcus said horrible things about me, about Kelly, making it look like he was obsessed with her. Kelly had probably planned to show me those later, escalate the perceived threat. "She's done this with every boyfriend since me," Marcus explained over text. "Creates this narrative where I'm the obsessed ex who won't leave her alone. Meanwhile, she's the one who won't accept that we're done." I felt sick. I'd almost believed her, almost bought the story that Marcus was the problem. Update 2. Kelly showed up at my apartment 2 days later. I didn't let her in. "We need to talk," she said through the door. "We don't. The police told me everything. I talked to Marcus. I know what you've been doing. He's lying. He has a restraining order with pages of documentation, screenshots, witnesses. You've been stalking him for over a year while telling everyone he's stalking you. That's not what happened. You created a fake account to message me pretending to be him. I checked. The account that sent me that DM wasn't his real account. You made it. You sent that message to yourself so you could show me and manufacture drama." Silence. "Kelly, you need help. Professional help. What you're doing isn't normal. I don't care what you wanted. You manipulated me. You're violating Marcus's restraining order right now by trying to get me to contact him on your behalf. You need to leave. Jason, please, leave, now, or I'm calling the police." She left. I watched through the peephole as she stood in the hallway for another minute, then finally walked away. Update 3. It's been 3 weeks. Kelly violated the restraining order twice. Once by showing up at Marcus's gym, once by having a friend call him to pass along a message. She's now facing potential criminal charges. I learned from mutual friends that this pattern goes back further than Marcus. Kelly had previous exes who dealt with similar behavior. The friend who introduced us apparently didn't know the extent of it, thought Kelly had just been a bit clingy in past relationships. Marcus and I stay in occasional contact. Not friends exactly, but we have this weird bond of being Kelly's victims. He apologized for the disruption to my life. I told him I was glad I found out when I did, rather than months or years deeper into the relationship. I'm seeing a therapist now, working through trust issues. How did I miss the signs? Were there signs? Should I have known earlier? My therapist says people like Kelly are skilled at manipulation, at creating believable narratives. That I shouldn't blame myself for believing someone I cared about, but I do blame myself a little. The constant mentions of Marcus should have been a bigger red flag. The way she framed everything to make herself the victim should have registered. I wanted to believe her, so I did. Final update. It's been 2 months. Kelly has been charged with stalking and harassment. She's facing trial. Marcus is the primary complainant, but the prosecutor contacted me as a potential witness since I'd also been manipulated as part of her pattern. I haven't seen Kelly since that day at my door. Mutual friends tell me she's bounced between claiming she's the victim and admitting she made mistakes, but insisting they were motivated by love. She tried to contact me through a new social media account last week. I showed the police. They added it to her file. I'm dating again. Slowly, carefully. More aware of red flags. Less willing to accept behavior that doesn't sit right just because someone has a plausible explanation. Marcus is doing well. He's in a new relationship with someone who Kelly hasn't found out about yet. He's keeping it private deliberately, hoping Kelly will eventually lose interest and move on. The mutual friend who introduced us apologized profusely. Said she'd had no idea how bad Kelly's issues were, that she'd only heard Kelly's side of the story with previous exes. She's cut off contact with Kelly entirely. I learned a lot from this, about trusting but verifying, about how someone can seem completely normal while engaging in seriously disturbed behavior behind the scenes, about how easy it is to manipulate people by playing the victim. Kelly's ex DM'd me saying she'd settled for me and would be back. Turned out, Kelly sent that message to herself, manufactured the drama, and used it to maintain her narrative that Marcus was obsessed with her while she was the one who couldn't let go. I'm Jason, 35, single again. Learning that sometimes the person claiming to be stalked is actually the stalker, that sometimes the crazy ex isn't actually crazy. They're just trying to get away from someone who won't leave them alone. Kelly created an entire fiction about Marcus's behavior to justify her own. I almost believed it. Almost became part of her manipulation. The only reason I didn't was because Marcus finally fought back with legal action that forced the truth into the light. That's all there is to it.